All right, what's going on? What's going on? It's Dewan, and we're going to talk about the Bitcoin Lightning Network. Yeah, a lot of people are not paying attention to the Bitcoin Lightning Network because of inherited biases when it comes to their cryptocurrency investment, whether it's XRP or some other cryptocurrency that does what every other cryptocurrency does, and they just try to embellish on the universal features of it, and that really puts their coin in a place of being no more than a derivative, being watered down, and its market value being watered down. Because if I was to create a coin, my neighbor was to create a coin, and we all created coins, and we decided to do it off of another major blockchain, or we decided to do every other method except for using energy expedient. I know I'm going to use a word. I hope I don't lose a lot of people. I'm sure a lot of you guys know, but if it's not using energy expenditure, then it's easy for anybody to make, and then it waters down the value of your coin, which doesn't use energy expenditure. Your coin is just something because you want to say it's really, really fast and it does cross-border payments. Everything that every other cryptocurrency does. So you're just selling newbies. You're selling naivety. You're selling these features to naive people, and you're not, whatever. I see this form as being disingenuous, but again, it's so much money to be made in a market where education is almost frowned upon or neglected. Hold on, guys. Bless me. So anyway, back to Bitcoin Lightning. This is why I believe a lot of these other guys shun Bitcoin Lightning, because the argument for so long was that, hey, my coin is better because Bitcoin is slow and it's expensive. If the network gets cluttered, then it's not really going to be a viable form of money. It can't be used to buy things. Well, newsflash. I think about last week, Binance announced that they are going to be implementing Bitcoin Lightning for their wallets to expedite the withdrawals and deposits of Bitcoin for their exchange. Now, people, Binance is a big deal. This is coming out of you guys' mouth. When I say you guys, it's not you watching literally, but the guys who are crypto bros who say, hey, if Binance goes down, the crypto market's gonna die. It's crypto in its entirety. It's not just Bitcoin. So these guys are really pro Binance and pro these smart contract coins and DeFi and all that stuff. NFTs and whatnot. So Binance is like the hub, guys, is like the casino for all that stuff. And so if Binance is so large and so influential, and it's now using nodes on the Lightning Network for faster Bitcoin transactions and to scale their operations as far as withdrawing and deposits, what does this tell you about Lightning? So there's a lot of people say Lightning doesn't work. Lightning doesn't scale. Lightning has bugs, but Binance is using it. I don't think CZ would use Binance not use Binance, but would use the Lightning or have a Lightning node if it was ineffective or costly, or there's some type of damaging risk. On other news, we have Mexico. I love Mexico. I enjoyed my time in Mexico. I just got back from Mexico recently, and I'll be going back regularly for, my dentist and other, health reasons that I go there, because it's a lot cheaper to take care of. If you are in crypto, if you are in Bitcoin, and you believe you want to be around long enough, or you want to make sure that you are, you're doing well, your body is keeping up, so you can experience what the great wealth transfer may look like with crypto. So anyways, down in Mexico, you have Strike, which is the company that has provided Lightning or what you say, cross-border remittances services for El Salvador, which has gotten El Salvador off the ground for being for using Bitcoin as legal tender, they have now opened up services in Mexico. This is a big deal. When I go to Mexico City, Mexican people are still totally oblivious about just Bitcoin in general. A lot of people, I talked to my friend down there when I was hanging out last week, or it was a couple weeks ago. He's my barber when I go there. And, he talked about how Mexican people look at Bitcoin as, or the ones he looks at Bitcoin as likely as a scam or risky, mainly just really risky, and that, they see the price is really expensive, just like everybody else who's from the outside looking in, not putting in the work and anything like that. And so Mexican people are kind of like not, they're not, for the most, I believe, and personally, they're not very aware of Bitcoin. And I've talked to quite a few people down there about Bitcoin. So I'm just going off of my experience, all right? Let me get some AC going, man. It is hot today, y'all. It's gonna be like 90 degrees where I'm at. Oh man, let's get that blowing. Pause. All right, so big deal, because Mexico has the largest cross-border payments from the United States to a country. From the United States to a country. Why? Obviously, I live in the South. I grew up in the South. Currently, I'm staying in the South. I don't live here, I guess you could say. And the Mexican, Hispanic population, particularly Mexico or anything really below the border, has grown. It's surged, man, in the past, I want to say 15 years. Probably let alone the last 5 years. And what happens is that, the Mexican people, the Central American people, but we're going to talk about Mexico for the sake of this. They typically will work here for dollars, and they, would be able to make a living of their own, and then they would send some back to their home country in Mexico. The same as El Salvadorans do here. A lot of El Salvadorans live here where I am as well, and they do the same thing. I spoke to one of my El Salvadoran chicas, mujeres, who works at a Whole Foods, and she's talking about saving money so her and her daughter can go back to see her mother in El Salvador. Okay, so this is what they do, all right? I'm sure there's some money going back. So anyway, what I'm saying is that Lightning is set up in El Salvador through Strike. Lightning is set up in Mexico now through Strike. And this is cutting down the costs for money to be received in those countries and money to be sent by the people from those countries. Okay, that's not a big deal. How much money did El Salvador save when this was implemented via Strike? A lot. It even increased their GDP. Mexico has the largest population, probably Hispanics, here in the US, and they are going to save a ton of money with their GDP, probably just by Mexicans sending money back through Lightning, through, for the remittances. So I think they said about 60 billion from what I read. 60 billion would it be, not million. Okay, so that's how much money's being sent back to Mexico from the US. So again, another case of Lightning adoption. One more thing. Okay, so it's under 10. Let me make this close. Also, recently, just checked the Lightning capacity. What that does is measure the Lightning adoption via the amount of Bitcoin that's been deposited on the Bitcoin Lightning Network, second layer of Bitcoin. And that is now still at all-time highs as the price of Bitcoin lags, and it's looking like, we reached a bottom around $15,800, and the amount of Bitcoin channels is growing. The amount of Bitcoin being deposited to create nodes to send Lightning micro payments has grown. So yeah, guys, just wanted to share that news with Lightning, touch base on that. Let me know what you guys think. I know a lot of people are not fans of Lightning. They think it's not working. They think it's a failure. But it looks to me that it's being adopted, and it's actually having more use case than these actual coins alone that are supposed to be facilitating cross-border payments. So anyways, at the gym, I'm gonna get at y'all. Peace.